All right. Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to a 11 o'clock edition of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. I'm the immortal one, Bobby Melendez, joined always by the Kimmelnator, Joshua Kimmel, who it's past our bedtime, but who cares? We just finished SummerSlam, and what a SummerSlam it was. Very entertaining. Following the WrestleMania overbooked main event, same kind of situation here. We're going to discuss, but there was so much discuss. Actually, kind of went kind of where we thought it may be going each match, but I think a lot of it played off better than we could have thought of. But before we get into that, overall, how did you feel about this PLE?
I'll tell you what, I'm glad the new intro was just introduced to me, and that made me happy again because what a disaster I just had to sit through the past
Okay.
30 minutes of just nonsense.
Oh, okay. So main event.
Main event is trash, but we'll get there when we get there. It was so bad. But overall, like you said, everything went to plan. I think I called every single person and every single finish correct except for the main event. I called the winner of that, but not in that way.
Yeah.
To me, it was all good. The highlights of the show, just throw them out there. Seth was great in his role. Drew and CM Punk, that whole match was probably my favorite match of the night. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Some low lights of the night were Dom's turn. Didn't really play out as intentionally as it should have been played out. Like it wasn't the shock factor right away. It was like, wait, he's smiling. Does Liv know this happened? I didn't like how that played out. I wish they were kind of in cahoots instead of him. She seemed to figure it out as the rest of us did. Yeah. So I wish they were anyway. Those were just minor spots. The matches were fast, as in like these are good matches. These are all good matches. There's not one dud on this show. And you got a little bit of everything. If you wanted the old 90s Attitude Era, you got LA Knight, right? That was their style of match. If you want a good old fashioned slugfest, that was Priest and that was Gunther.
Yeah, that was epic. That was
if you want, match. Yeah, exactly. If you wanted the drama, you got the Liv and Rhea. It had everything you could have wanted. If you wanted this overbooking, pop this, play his music, he comes out, if you wanted the overbooked match, you got that as well. Like it was seriously all in one show, and it was pretty good.
We're gonna get through match, after match after match. I thought it was a pretty damn strong, I say pay-per-view PLE SummerSlam. I was very entertained throughout the night. I'm with you where the only disappointment to me was the main event. It seemed very clunky. I think there was a few miscues as well. I don't know if we'll get to that, but anyway, that was the miss for me. I was a little turned off. I mean, the ending was fun. Obviously, the biggest pop was Roman Reigns coming out. That was the cool thing. I love how they tried to play it off like, is he here for Cody? Is he coming after Cody? It's like, come on, dude. We all know what's about to go down here. But still, yeah, and I think that's where it kind of got messed up right there with Jacob Fatu. I think I when I saw the playback, it looked like the edge of his shin hit the table. So hopefully it's not as serious. He tried to get up and fight it, but hopefully it ain't as bad because that really sucks because of the role he was on. That's probably Roman Reigns came out a little. It seemed like he came out earlier than he was supposed to. But anyway, let's get this started. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Dom, of course, walking out with Rhea Ripley. Good match, fun match. They did a damn good job. Those two put up a hell of a match. Liv Morgan looking really good against Rhea Ripley. My daughter, again, did not believe me. I told her, watch this. She's heartbroken after tonight. She was wearing a Judgment Day shirt now. She was wearing a Judgment Day to start the night. She's totally heartbroken. She wants to take that, they take the shirt. She wants to like rip it and all. I was like, don't do that. She doesn't want to wear Dom's shirt. But as you were saying, I get that part. Because to me, it made a lot of sense in regards of with the chair. It was how he kind of did to Becky and everything else, throwing the chair in. And it looked like he was trying to help. And then I was like, I told Audrey, I said, look, here it is. And she's like, no. And then when he threw the chair again, it got the DDT, which came off really clean.
Yep.
DDT onto the chair. I mean, Rhea and Liv did an amazing job. And then, of course, the ultimate betrayal, the kiss at the end. And Buddy Matthews, of course, on Twitter, I don't know if you saw that.
Nice.
He wrote, he said, "Hey TK, can I go? You mind if I go help mommy for a sec or something like that?" So I thought it was pretty funny after the match. But I enjoyed the match. I really did. I enjoyed the match. I understand your point in regards of you wish that kind of Liv was in on it. It looked like she didn't know, and maybe I think that's okay. But I like the way it came off. It didn't look like it was rehearsed. It looked like an actual like, oh crap, clean chair shot, bam, DDT. It's not like they just missed a chair. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, the ending, the whole story, the shoulder, selling the shoulder was awesome. It was a great match up and down, and I still enjoyed the end. I just wish, like I said, Liv was in on it because it seemed like she was like, "Oh, I won, wow!" And Dom is smiling and he kissed me. I get it plays into her. I'm a psychopath and I'm crazy, but whenever someone speaks to you like that in the way Dom did 2 weeks ago, she just forgives him just in a split second. I wish there was some back and forth of like she was laughing and he was laughing, but instead she was kind of shocked. All I'm saying is it was great. I loved it, and I don't want to be the negative person tonight. I really don't because the show was awesome. um, a lot of great spots in that match. Rhea killed it. Rhea's always great. This is going to be awesome moving forward. I can't wait to see what happens. I was surprised it was the first match. I was
I
real
was
surprised.
very surprised. It kind of caught me off guard because I was running and doing something else, and all of a sudden I looked at my phone and I saw Rhea and Liv staring at each other from in the ring, laying down. I went, "Oh crap!" So I went running, and I was like, "That's the first." I just lost it, but it still catching, caught it at the midpoint, and it still was a great match. They killed it, and I'm looking forward to match number 2. First, a very quick, Damian Guzman in the house. Let's go. Roman is back. Appreciate you watching. Justin Turner, of course, of Ruckus Entertainment, watching as always. Always great to see him. Cap for Life in the house as well. And everyone who's tuning in, if you're not commenting yet, we appreciate you watching wherever you're watching. If you're watching anywhere else other than YouTube, hop on over, hit that like and subscribe button. Tell us what you thought of the SummerSlam PLE. We're right now talking about Leah over Liv over Rhea Ripley to retain the world title. With the help of Dominic Mysterio, who continues to be the most hated professional wrestler in the world.
It was great.
Yeah, it was a great start to the night. Heavy hitter. I like that they do that. I mean, I don't miss the days where they put just stupid matches, matches that we
Yep.
don't give a damn about at the start.
Well,
Put those in the set in the middle. But
to be fair though, there was not one match on this
yeah, that's
card.
true. No,
that-
there is on that card. No, there wasn't tonight. I don't think there could be. There was a match that you could have threw that would have been called like a filler. But I'm happy that with this card, this was a heavy hitter. Like we talked about, a WrestleMania type feel to this PLE. So I'm really looking forward to see where this story goes now. I would say I was after that match. I told my daughter and my son, I said, if it doesn't happen tonight, what I think's going to happen, what I thought was going to happen tomorrow night, was that because the way they kind of presented with Damian going in the locker room and grabbing Finn and all this whatnot, I was like, the portrayal could happen tomorrow. I didn't think it was going to be tonight because I figured probably the way to play it would have been, tomorrow night Damian's in the ring and he with the Judgment Day minus Rhea, they call out Dominic, explain yourself, blah blah blah. You're out. No, you're out, and they jump Damian. I thought that's how it was going to go. Of course, we know how it goes on later on in one hell of a match and the way it went down.
Yep.
But the second match on the card, Braun Breaker for Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Sami Zayn dropping the title to Braun Breaker. Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, DDP, all in the attendance, celebrating the big win. How did you feel about that match?
It was fast, dude. If you blinked, you missed it. That's how I feel about that match. It was quick. It was to the point. We knew Braun was going to get over, and it was well deserved, clean, not no dirty, no funny business from what I've seen. So good for Braun. To the moon. We needed this for Sammy. This is more important for Sammy. Now we can go do the more important thing, which is that Survivor Series War Games Bloodline match, which he's going to be a part of. Now Braun could take this title, take it over to Raw, and face a bunch of baby faces along the way. Even face a little bit, maybe Carmelo. No, Hayes is on SmackDown. My bad, guys. But the baby faces over there on the mid card over on Raw need something to do. So I'm excited for it.
I am too. I think it was a right decision to make it fast, make him look strong, make him look angry for losing that first title opportunity, and you made it believable. And kudos to Sami Zayn for putting him over in that way and carrying the IC title the way he did. And like Gunther, making that title legitimate, and then you put on another legitimate guy. Done are the days when the IC title was a joke, where you just put it again on a bunch of randos and just let it fall.
Apollo
Like,
Crews.
you know what I'm saying? I'll say name names, but you okay? But it's okay,
dude. He was in that Manscaped ad, all right? I mean, if
okay.
you're in that Manscaped ad, you are. That was
It's
the
true.
low point of the show. I'm sorry. That was
There
the
you go.
low
There
point of the
was a
show.
low point, but done are the days that the mid card titles mean nothing. I mean, what a match, what a way to put him over, what a way for Sami Zayn to go over, because he's still, just he made it believable. So I was absolutely okay with it. I know I saw some people kind of complaining because they're like, oh, you could have just done this the first. No, he comes back angry. He's pissed. He got embarrassed. He's gonna destroy him. Now he comes back stronger. He looks stronger. Now he's freaking intimidating. Is Braun Breaker as the IC champion? And I love when they said now starts the era of Braun Breaker on Raw. So very cool to see. Oh, that you have two badass badass champions to lead your brand in Raw and with Gunther and Braun Breaker.
Yep. My question is this: heading into Netflix era with Raw, you think they really want? Maybe Netflix trusts TKO, Endeavor, Triple H, and in general. Like, hey, we're gonna have two like kind of unknowns to the casual viewer. Going into the Netflix era, don't you think they're gonna want bigger stars to hold those titles going? I mean, Braun is understandable because he's
they
new and
got
fresh.
time, right? Doesn't it starts in January?
I know, they have time. I'm just to me when I think of those two champions that were crowned tonight, thinking, okay, who's gonna take it off now? That's what I've been thinking about since the show ended and since we went live. Is now what with Raw specifically, because we know where SmackDown's going with their championship belts, but where's Raw going?
So for me, and I just saw some of this earlier, and it's kind of our dirt sheet segment. Was the it's penned eventually to go down is that Gunther versus John Cena in the retirement tour. So it would lead to John Cena possibly going over on Gunther before or at the point of before they get to Netflix, and then you have John Cena as your world champion to start that era. I think that would make Netflix happy, and of course, the good thing about doing this now, it gives time to continue to build those two guys enough where Netflix is happy with those two guys running it as the champions. I think I'm not worried about Braun Breaker. I think you're right on the money, maybe with the Gunther's concerned with the world championship because he is kind of the lead dog. But I think that John Cena, that's where John Cena could win his 16th title. Make Gunther look strong, make him unbeatable until he faces the GOAT in John Cena, because that will solidify him as the GOAT. That's how they said it today in the promo. The greatest of all time. You want to make him the greatest of all time? You don't want to hear Ric Flair. You don't want to hear Hogan. You don't want to hear all those names into WWE circles with fans. Make him the 17-time world champion.
Yep.
And roll with that. LA Knight. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's almost like I said that last week and the week before and the week before. The week before.
Yeah.
John Cena's first feud and Netflix debut needs to be against Gunther for that title.
100%. Anyway. 100%. We move on. LA Knight over Logan Paul for the United States title. Again, another banger, another fun match. I mean, you could love him, you could hate him, you could whatever with Logan Paul, but damn, what a show he puts on as the United States champion. And LA Knight himself putting up a good match. And finally, LA Knight, gets his moment. What did you think of that, man?
Man, I thought it was great for him. For him right there, you can tell by his face that was a special moment for him, that he's reached the level of greatness that he wanted. Maybe not the world champion, of course, right away, but the WWE trusted him. He was a TNA star. He was a indie star. Now he's a WWE superstar. They call him the mega star because he is one. This match reminded me of vintage Attitude Era off the bat. They didn't get in the ring and fight. They went outside and they wrestled for about 5 minutes doing crazy stuff, throwing each other into the walls and doing the table spot, doing the neck breaker on the table before the match even started. That just reminds me of Austin going in there and just beating the crap out of somebody for 5 minutes straight. Like he always did. And that's the stuff we get for LA Knight. And people are like, yeah, I'm not saying everybody, but oh yeah, he's just a wannabe Rock or wannabe Austin or whatever. Anyone could have done this, but nobody could have pulled it off like LA Knight. Yes, he is a child of the Attitude Era. Yes, he is mimicking the greatness, but isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yep.
Take after somebody? Like I was just watching the Olympics and Michael Phelps was there and they're like, "Oh, this swimmer takes after of what Michael Phelps did." Well, Michael Phelps did something that worked, so that swimmer's doing the same thing. LA
Yep.
Knight is doing something that worked. Something that nobody's doing now. Nobody's doing what he's doing. You can say an MJF or somebody else like that over on the other side, but nobody in WWE was doing the stuff he was doing. And he got himself over. And they let him get over in NXT, and that's why it carried over to the main roster. And yes, this is awesome for him. And I know I can just tell he's going to be an awesome champion for that mid card. He's going to be so great.
And again, done other days where it meant nothing. And congratulations to Logan Paul, one hell of a run as the United States champion, killer matches. But now it's LA Knight's turn again. And as you were saying, he has plenty of opponents to run through and put over. Maybe not put over in a win, but put over in good type of promos and matches and feuds. And as Justin says right here, a lot of good heel opponents for LA Knight on that mid card. Yeah. Moving on, Nia Jax defeating Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Stratton with the ultimate tease. The ultimate tease. You thought it was going down. This is it. Just for the fall down and giving Nia just enough time to end on a devastating finish. I mean, it looked bad. It looked devastating. Kudos to Bayley, though. Bayley, they both did. They both, Nia, another good match, fun match. The strength of Bayley to lift Nia for a power bomb, slamming her down. What a way to go. And Nia looking strong in the end. Now is your new WWE Women's Champion. I thought this was going to be the match to walk away from, the match to go do other things. I actually stuck around. I really enjoyed it. I thought Bayley was going to be butchered and murdered the way it was going, but the way she kept coming back and the way Nia looked strong, and I kind of enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, and I like the cash and tease. I like the way they booked it. Fun match. You?
I wish I could say the same thing. This is my worst nightmare. More Nia on television is just bring. If you're gonna put Nia, just bring Charlotte back because I'd rather see her.
Oh, well,
at least she could wrestle. Seriously, at least she could wrestle.
Oh,
and I get it. Bayley, she ran through there's no more there's nobody else. There's nobody else that she can wrestle. So it's time for the heel to get it, and I get it. It makes sense. But it should have been Tiffy. It should have been anyone. I just don't get Nia. I don't get the appeal. I don't like the. I just don't think she's good. I don't think she's believable. I don't think there's anything appealing about her style of wrestling. I'm just not excited for it. I hate to be this negative. I'm just not excited. But the match was good for what it was because Bayley does a good job of putting other people over and making people look good. Bayley made that match. I love Bayley so much. Maybe because I'm a Bayley fan, I'm so upset about it, and I wanted her to keep it going because I felt like Bayley, they just put her to the side. Like her title reign just didn't matter.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I was actually thinking about it as I was watching that match and towards the end, that at the beginning, sort of like Damien, it didn't feel real. It felt like, okay, she's a stand-in, and she towards the end of her reign, it started to feel more real. It started feeling like she was getting that respect. I will say credit to both of them that they made it feel like Bayley was going to come out on top at one point. When you saw the power bomb, when you saw the splash, when you saw we all figured Nia was going to win. We figured that. The way it was going, I mean, 4 out of 6 title changes tonight. It could have been 3 out of 6, and so that's where I give kudos to them to make it believable. My only question is this. Where do you go with that title right now? I know where the world championship, how that's going. Liv and Rhea, and you could probably go different routes as that as well, but we know that. It's not Tiffy. So who's going to be the opponent for Nia Jax that makes it believable?
Who do we think? If you heard me, maybe I didn't say this last week, but if you heard me on Real Talk Wrestling, I already told you all the answer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because she's been saying, "I'm your queen. I'm your queen." So shoot me in the head when Charlotte and Nia.
Oh,
Shoot
okay.
me in the head now.
Okay.
When
All
I have to
right.
sit through that match in those promos. Because we're gonna hear monotone voice versus monotone voice. And it's gonna sound so boring. It's gonna put us all to sleep. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now
Bobby.
I'm cool with it. I'm absolutely okay with
No.
this. The return of Charlotte Flair. I'm absolutely for the GOAT to make her big return.
Oh my god. The goat's in AEW.
Oh, bull crap.
The goat's in
Dude,
AEW.
I've tried to watch that chick. Holy crap. It's so freaking awkward watching her. I can't do it anymore. I tried. I was like, I go, I'm gonna watch this for Josh, and I'm gonna listen to it. And I think I almost had a stroke. My ears were bleeding. I'm like, I'd rather listen to monotone any day of the week than have to listen to Mercedes Moné talk. My God.
You're right. Hey, at least I can admit Mercedes needs some help on the mic. I get that.
God, give her Paul Heyman. Find someone.
Well, she's got a muscle now. Now she has a big woman.
Yeah,
now
she got Bane or whatever the hell that
and now she needs a mic. They have so many good managers over there.
Yeah, and then Tony Khan, TK over there can't control the locker room, and I haven't listened to Britt Baker, but I'd rather see her win, and if she's even allowed back in the locker room after what happened there. But yeah, God, please don't mention that her as the God Almighty.
Anyway, back to this debacle.
George, you just messed me up here.
Hey, I got you excited. Charlotte's coming back to take
over.
Hell
yeah, let's go. Now I'm
Charlotte
down.
in the bank. Charlotte in the bank is coming back to get her title match that she didn't earn again.
Oh, fuck. When you're that great, you earn. As soon as you show your face, get me in the ring. Charlotte Flair, living legend. Yeah, she's not damn good. She's damn great. She's effing good. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to probably the most anticipated match of the night. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as their special guest referee. I'll let you start with this one, man. Your thoughts on that match? Did it live up to your expectations? What did you think?
Match of the night. Match of the night for me, for story wise, and in ring wise. CM Punk didn't look as rusty as I thought he was. CM Punk looked okay. There was a couple spots where I'm like, oh man, but he looked really good for what I remember him being on his last match. Drew was awesome. Drew was great. His mannerisms, his facials, his interactions with Seth. Let's get him out of here. Like, let me use a chair. Like, and then Seth grabs the chair real quick. That was great. That was a good spot. Saw it come a mile away, but it was still great no matter what. The way they used the bracelet, where again, if you got it, listen, if you just watch No Hold Bars, that's fine. But no, in Real Talk Wrestling, I did a preview show. I said CM Punk's going to lose the match because he's going to be too focused on that bracelet, and he was. He was too focused on that bracelet. He got it off of Drew. It fell to the ring. They were trying to grab it, whatever. Seth ends up getting it. That pisses Punk off, and then that's when you knew, okay, we know where this is going. Seth's going to cause him the match. Oh, man. Now I can't wait to see where it goes because Drew gets his win, but it's somewhat tainted, but he still gets his win. And now Punk has an issue with Seth. And now Seth is the heel, even though CM Punk's the one who turned heel. He's the one who drew first blood. This is great. That's what makes me so happy about it because even though CM Punk's the one who caused the interaction he's the one who did it.
GTS?
Yes, the GTS, if you didn't watch it. He's the one who hit Seth first, but Seth's gonna be perceived as the heel, and to me, that's beautiful because we can all interpret it the way we want to. In my eyes, CM Punk is the heel of the entire story, but in your eyes, he's not, or not the viewers, because that's what they want you to think. It's awesome. It's effing beautiful.
Yeah, I would say I enjoyed the match. I think you guys are right on, just to saying the same thing. The story of the match was great. It was that, the storytelling between these two guys, these three guys, because the animosity is real, especially between Seth and CM Punk. But the way they were able to put it together in the ring, I would say I don't know if Seth coming off as a heel here, because I would think if it was a fast pin, I think that would have came off as okay. There's heel Seth, because he kind of still looked like he's kind of like he looked like he was a little more like what a dumbass, like when you really just did that. So you're 1, 2, and walks out, and of course he gets the bracelet back. Drew McIntyre took it back. Tell you what, I was annoyed as hell with CM Punk. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Are you seriously is this seriously where we're going with the damn bracelet? Mm-hmm. Can't buy another one? Mm-hmm. What did AJ Lee carve this out of stone? And
a fan made. He loves the fans that he left for 10 years, his fans that he cares about. Like the fan made it for him. It's very special. Yeah, it's from a fan. Yeah, for real.
Again, Drew McIntyre came off amazing. Again, he continues character-wise, in the ring. I mean, super strong. It's crazy how many legitimate main event players are on this roster where they don't need the world title to be in that title picture to be main event players. Like you could literally take Seth, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Braun Breaker, any of these guys, Finn Balor, Priest, throw the world title on them, and it won't take anything away. That's how great this roster is, and those three guys emphasize that. I think CM Punk will look a lot better as it goes on, as he gets more matches under his belt now that he's cleared. I think I saw a little ring rust, but I think Drew protected him really well. I think Seth did a really good job selling for him as well. I'm really looking forward to see Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, because as good as CM Punk is, Seth is going to make him look like $1 million.
Yep.
So I enjoyed the match. Again, another great match for SummerSlam as we move on to what the good old JR would call the slobber knocker of the night, which is Gunther versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest, again, in spite of the result, and again, he looked really good at the end too. The way they finished it, I love that they protected him in that way. That shows you what they think of him as a main event player. But the brutality of this match without a weapon, to draw blood from Gunther's chest. Gunther, of all people, the chop monster on the WWE, you broke him. He was bleeding. It wasn't like a little drip. It wasn't little marks. There was dripping out his chest. I don't know if it was a nail. I don't know what did it, but it came off really good. What a match. What a slobber knocker. And then the way it ended, Finn Balor comes out, pulls the Dom, but does what I thought Dom was going to do, which was pull the leg over on the rope for Gunther, puts the evil face. I mean, nobody does a heel like Finn Balor. That freaking face is a face only a mother could love. Maybe. But I just love how it looked like it was over. He rolls him up. All of a sudden, Damian rolls up. It looked like I would have loved that finish. I would have jumped out of my chair if he would have did that rollover 1, 2, 3, shocking win, and Finn Balor looks like an idiot. But again, made Gunther look strong, and he comes off as the world champion. But it doesn't look like Damian got his ass. No, he got betrayed, and he never quit. He passed out. And so at the same time, you're making Gunther look amazing, but you also made this guy come out like $1 million. Again, Damian Priest proves he is right where he belongs in that title picture, and he's about to have a major monster feud and killer matches with Finn Balor. I love this match. This is my style of professional wrestling. I love this What did you think of this match?
Yeah, this was like if Japanese strong style where they just slap
Yes.
each other. And
Yeah.
this is what it's like when it looks good. This is how you
Yeah.
properly do it. Instead of do and then the other guy just sticks his head shot. Like they actually were hitting each other and it looked real and it felt real and it felt like a real fight instead of two idiots just standing there chopping each other. This was way more than that. This is how you do a match like this. This is a strong style match. The end was good. Two problems.
Okay.
I don't like the way he just put his foot up there and turned around like he did something. And Damian Priest technically he didn't even see it. And he had to watch a replay of it. Like, if you're gonna cheat and you're gonna screw your buddy over, make it more intentionally to show your buddy, hey, I'm screwing you over, buddy. I didn't like that part, but I understand. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and the second one is you made Damian Priest look like an idiot because you hit your finisher and you literally rolled him
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
ropes. You made him look like an idiot.
That is one of I don't know, they've never fixed that science of professional wrestling. Like that's why I love the Rhea Liv finish with the chair.
Mm-hmm.
They did a great job. They didn't like, roll and just get the tip of the chair, or they, oh, they got the chair when they, the shoulder touch it. No, it came. Rhea or Liv got right on that chair and made it look good. Where this one, Gunther obviously was supposed to be a little closer to the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Being aware, Damien sees that and rolls him over twice to get him near the rope to make that pin. I get that point.
So I think that was on Gunther, and it's unfortunate on Damien
Priest.
because Gunther should have taken the finisher. He half rolled and
He
stopped.
did.
If he would have just kept rolling slowly, Damien Priest could have just grabbed his shoulders, put him back down, and tried to pin him there. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could have made it look like you were rolling
Yeah.
out of the ring at that point.
Yes.
And he grabs
and then
and
he
pulls
could
you
have
back.
grabbed you and pulled you back and tried to pin you 1, 2. Then the leg, and then Damien Priest would have done this, been like this, and he could have saw freaking Finn Balor put the leg up there and then give him the look of like, what the F? Instead of like, oh, I gotta watch a replay like everyone else.
Well, because he did the which I get it. I'm with you on the Gunther pin. I understand the whole because he says it's one of those things now that and it's true. There's somebody said, I forgot what champion said it, or some legend said, when you make a pin, don't look down at your opponent, you look up. Never put your, and so now there are things about looking up when they make the pin, keep your head up. So that's what they're doing. So he didn't see it. So when he goes up and this guy turns around right away, which I get that point too, turns around right away. So that's when he kind of goes, he looks, and also I love the slow turn, and he kind of got like, oh, it reminded me like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, so I thought it was good. I liked it. I liked the way
it was good. It was good. It was good. It's great because Finn Balor just with that sinister look and the turnaround was great. And then he tries to grab him through through the ropes. Tries to grab his neck.
Loved. That was like
it
was the same. Awesome. It was the same thing with CM Punk, but it's like you're getting distracted. What are you doing? But like he kicks out, you go, oh shit, and then also he goes runs back and grabs by the throat. I was like, oh, I loved it. I just loved that.
That
came off really great.
Good. Yes, that came off amazing. Then he got choked out, and Gunther's a new champion, and now we have a new era of Raw, and I can't wait to see all the baby faces.
Monday night. That's how I feel about those matches with Braun Breaker and Gunther now as your world champions, as your champions, your main champion, with of course Liv Morgan and Rhea still continuing. And what's go down. Raw is looking really good. I haven't think Raw has not been this strong in a very long time.
I was just about to interrupt you and say they are really vamping Raw up for Netflix to be the clear A wrestling show of all. They're better. Yeah. It's the best show on television right now, and it has been for a while.
It has, and I mean they're killing it. I mean, I remember the day when they would say the A show, the number one show on Twitter, and I was like, no, that's SmackDown. Even when the brand split, I prefer to watch SmackDown. Yep. With Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker and Hogan and Rock and all, all the Edge and all those guys, the Palumbo and whatever. I used to enjoy SmackDown with Kurt Angle and Eddie. That was legit. Where I was like, Raw was kind of like, even though I liked Evolution, Shawn Michaels, all that. When I preferred SmackDown. Now, and I still enjoy SmackDown, I prefer Raw. The guys on Raw are just killing it right now, and it's just interesting to see. And of course, now the breaking news talking about Raw and SmackDown for. They're obviously the number one commentator in WWE is Michael Cole. He is actually moving to SmackDown at the start of the year. Well, I think it's September or in January. I'm not sure. I think September. He's going to SmackDown for USA Network, And Joe Tacitor, who they hired from ESPN, he's going to be the voice of Raw going on in September on into Netflix. That's your voice for Monday Night Raw.
I don't know who this person is, but gosh, every time they do something like that, where it'll be a Mike Adamle or whoever, it's a failure.
I just
stick
don't
with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett.
My thing is, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why, because to me, you would think Michael Cole being the 1A, you'd keep him on the 1A show, but maybe they just want a fresh voice. And maybe that was TKO saying, let's make it look more legitimate. Let's get someone like Joe Tacitor on and put him as the voice because, but to me, it's like, and he has a good voice. It's not like, he has a decent voice and obviously he's a wrestling fan. That matters, but it's like, that's when you go nostalgia. Get someone where it's like, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to listening to him every day. That's what Jim Ross was. That's what Jared King was. Not saying Jared King or be 1A or anybody else. He can't do it anymore. But getting someone where like, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his name right now. The ECW announcer.
Mike.
What's
his name, Justin? Oh my god.
Like, someone like that, that way, the fans go crazy.
Yep.
If Tony Schiavone wasn't AEW, I'm just saying someone like that where the fan would say, holy crap, this is awesome. But whatever. We'll see what happens. So far, Triple H has been killing it, so I'm not going to question him right now with that. Now we move on.
Joey Styles.
Thank you. Oh my God. I'm just saying someone like that where fans would be, but Joe Tacitor could be killed. Hey, he says he's a diehard wrestling fan.
We'll see.
That could translate. That'll be cool to see. So
we'll see.
Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, main event of the evening. Cody, before the Solo comes out, cool. The entranceway made it look cool. Cody Rhodes comes off his bus. It kind of got me a little off. Like, they could have done that before. I don't know. Anyway, shows him coming off the bus. I know I'm nitpicking, guys. Forgive me. This is just me. This is just my thoughts. If you liked it, great. I thought it was dragging on. Comes out the bus. He's not wearing. He's wearing a sweater. He brings out his dog, in which I understand. Pharaoh. It's his last bus ride. He's gonna stay home. Okay. Cody is watery eyed. He's choking up while he's walking out because this is his dog. And all of a sudden, what I popped for, I know Justin did because my son came in and goes, Josh. He goes, Josh Kimmel texted you. I said, oh, yeah. And of course, I just popped for Arn Anderson. And he goes, I didn't know what Josh was saying, but I knew exactly when my son told me. All my son said, I said, what did he say? And he goes, bleh, bleh. And I go, okay, I know what he's doing. I popped. I'm a huge Arn Anderson guy. I know Josh is as well in regards to wrestling. Yeah. I know why you do the throwing up thing. I'm a big fan. Like I said, I would love to see Arn Anderson on TV, but you saw him on AEW, so I get it. But what I'll say is, again, I thought that little intro was dragging out. Then he goes, he puts on his coat. They show him put his coat on, and he comes out. This match, it started off good. Thought it started off okay.
Yeah.
As it went on, it felt clunky. It didn't look clean. The Tama Tonga and Tagaloa coming in, it was awkward. I didn't feel it. It just felt right. And again, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton coming out. I would have loved to see Jimmy Uso. I would have loved to see Jey Uso. That would have been a bigger pop and a bigger. How you don't find a way to put Jey Uso on this card or even have him make an appearance is criminal. Hopefully, I trust their storytelling, especially with this. They've been killing it. Jacob Fatu, again, as much as and the crowd was not into this match because we all knew what was going to happen. We knew eventually who was supposed to show up. But the crowd, that's what killed this match too, in my opinion. The crowd was not into it. Jacob Fatu comes in. He looks like $1 billion. Flips, doing everything. My goodness. Does the table spot. You could tell it wasn't planned because he tried to get back up. I think he did a great job selling. He's still a monster. He was throwing around and whatever, but you could kind of tell, like, okay, because then Solo looked like he was kind of like, oh crap, I got to fix this. So rolls him in the ring, does the splash, 1-2. At some points, it looked like Cody kept looking towards the entrance, and then it looked like Solo was kind of paying attention outside as well. So I don't like that. That bothered me. I'm kind of like, dude, just do the match. You guys are professionals. It's Cody. You've been doing this for many years. Solo is not a slug eater. He knows what to freaking do. Just focus. The pop happens. The Roman Reigns' music hits. I would have preferred it wasn't to help Cody. I would have preferred it to be the end of the match. Again, you have Cody go over. Then Solo for 2, maybe Low and these other guys come back out. They're beating Cody's ass. And then Roman's music hits. I'm okay with it. Again, I just think it should have been after. I don't think it should be a Cody Roman. Oh, nodding. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I know it's a Solo versus Roman thing. It's the OTC, original tribal chief. We know what's coming. I just think it could have been better. I still popped, and I'm so happy Roman's back. And I hope he's not a baby face. I hope he's an anti-hero. Obviously, he'll be the baby face in this feud, but I hope it's an anti-hero type of role going forward because fans love him. But yeah, anyway, fun. It was okay. Again, it started off all right. Did not like how it continued because maybe I don't know if they missed the spot and it just messed up from there. I just have a feeling Roman came out early to save it because maybe something was screwed up. And then again, I'm sure he was supposed to come out before anyway, but then to cost Solo the match, in favor of Cody, who you've been saying you hate all this time. I was kind of like, I didn't like that. But excited Roman's back. Cody continues his story. We'll see where that goes. As Justin's saying, this leads, of course, we all know, to Bloodline OG versus the original Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. And maybe down the line sets up Rock versus Roman. What did you think of this match? Am I off? Am I being overly critical of that spot and the match overall?
Well, let's start from the start. Well, you wonder why the crowd wasn't into it. Maybe it was the 20-minute walk from the bus to the ring with all the nonsense and the reasons why we hate Cody Rhodes. Like literally, if you want to ask me, hey Josh, why do you hate Cody Rhodes, the wrestler, the superstar, the persona on TV? Well, I'll just show you that clip, especially the Arn Anderson stuff. God, it was to me cringe, but it was okay. Whatever, it is what it is. That's Cody. That's what he wants. That's what he wants to portray himself as the superhero, all-American, goody two-shoes. Cool. As long as you put on bangers in the ring like you do, I'm here for it. That was just awkward for me. Anyway, let's go to the very end of the match. The overbooking. You don't play music when the Bloodline comes out to help them, but you play music when the good guys come out to play. I didn't really like that. Cheap pop, whatever. Kevin Owens, he's back. He's only been out for like 2 weeks. Randy Orton, he's back. Okay, he's been out a little bit longer. That's fine. Cool. I got it. Sweet. We all saw it coming. Roman coming out. Let's get to him. When I heard the music, I got happy. I was like, let's go. This is cool. Because at the time, you didn't know. I mean, you weren't supposed to know what he's out here for. But then you got Michael Cole. Who's he here for? Is he here for, it's like, come on, guys. We're not second graders. Like, let us figure it out as he comes out. Now you just said that. We know he's obviously going to help Cody now. Whatever. Went straight to it. Beat up your boy Solo. Gave Cody the head nod. And that's when I said right there, that's when my mindset changed. Okay.
So, fun fact, I don't like Steak and Shake.
Neither do I.
I hate Steak and Shake. My family loves Steak and Shake. So that's a great question. It smells like a when you walk in, it smells like a toilet.
Yep.
And there's no steak. It's
so
burgers.
So one time, I don't know what podcast, but it was a very popular podcast, like nationwide, like an ESPN type of podcast.
Okay.
And they were talking about like they live up north, like, oh, we can't wait to go down south for college football, man, like Steak and Shake. Yeah, blah, blah. This one guy was like, you don't like Steak and Shake? Like, dude, Steak and Shake is like the best place to ever go to. It's like on the level of In-N-Out and all this stuff. I'm like, no. So in my mind, I'm like, Steak and Shake effing sucks. So And then I went to the Senior Bowl with Josh, and I heard someone bring up Steak and Shake again. And I'm like, these people must think that Steak and Shake's awesome. So I'll let them think it's awesome. Steak and Shake sucks.
It's I'll tell you what, they love it here. They go whenever it's like a big thing out there. Like, we're gonna go to Steak and Shake. You want to come? I'm like, no, I'll stay home. I'm good.
Yeah.
Buy me McDonald's or something on your way back home or something. Because
Yeah,
if
something
it's
good.
because I went there one time, I've been there a couple times, but every time I go there, it's like as soon as you walk in, it smells like a restroom, like that front entranceway.
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, is there steak? Is there? Oh, okay, I'll order a steak. I love steak. They're like, no, we don't sell steaks. We only have like the steak burgers or whatever. It's like, that's not a steak, that's a burger.
Burgers.
So like, my wife, if she hears me, she's gonna come running in and going off because she's like, no, Steak and Shake. I hate Steak and Shake. Sorry, that's just me.
Steak and Shake food is good. Just going to Steak and Shake sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I asked Josh Wingate this via text. I said, "Hey, do you think Steak and Shake's a destination?" And because I heard people up north talk about it. That's all. Anyway,
Oh.
well, I don't know. He's in Delaware, dude. What do they have, right? Like,
Justin, where are you? You never heard of Steak and Shake. Where are you located again, man? You probably told me. I'm sorry if I forgot. Yeah, Wingate's in Delaware. So do they not have a? Yeah,
Josh has one restaurant up there in Delaware. One restaurant. That's all they have. One Golden Corral. Who knows? Anyway,
finish your thoughts. Yeah.
Back to Roman. He gave him the head nod, and then I started thinking about on their feud. Yeah, Roman had a problem with Cody because Cody was trying to take away everything that Roman was building. Cody never, ever, ever got personal. It was strictly business from the start. So I'm thinking, okay, the mutual respect can be worked out. I can see where this could be a thing where Roman took some time away and goes, man, Cody ain't so bad. He never really attacked me. He never really blah, 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 blah. So I understand the mutual respect there. I can understand it. I just wish it went down a different way. Cody looked so weak having Roman save his life. To me, it made Cody look weak after he kicked out of 10,000 moves. He kicked out of more moves tonight than I've ever seen him kick out in my life. And I was like, come on, Cody, you're overdoing this. You're overdoing the Superman stuff. People are going to start turning on him week in, week out. I promise you, if he continues this superhero persona, you're not, what's his name? A Homelander, buddy. You're Cody Rhodes. Anyway, Steak and Shake.
The restaurant is called the Flyer Over Steak. So talk about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes in the press conference. I see Triple H is talking right now, but Cody Rhodes on Roman Reigns' return at SummerSlam. And talk about Cody, he's wearing a jacket that says WWE QB on it. It's interesting. Anyway, Cody Rhodes says, I don't want to fill the room with positive platitudes and hot air about the real tribal chief Roman Reigns returning, but without a doubt, that probably would have gone a different way. I probably wouldn't be sitting here with the North Star of the industry had it not been for Roman Reigns. So he certainly, I've got quite a list of people who I owe one. I might owe him more than one. And again, no love lost. That's as much of a shoot as it gets. There's a unique relationship, I suppose. Haven't seen or spoken to him since WrestleMania. I think the WWE fans, wrestling fans, WWE Universe, they wanted him, and SummerSlam delivered him and gave him. And that I'm always happy about. Again, not at one time did I feel that match was going to go another way. I wish it did. I wish I actually, and I remember I said my prediction was that Solo goes over because that would be the only reason why I could see Roman coming out. Of course, as soon as I'm doing show, people calling me jackass. Anyway,
wow, who gets calls this late? Like, who gets calls? Okay,
it's my brother. He probably goes, oh, you want to play Fortnite? But and not at one point did I feel that match was gonna go. I usually have my phone on vibrate, guys. So that's my son. My son, he plays game on my phone, so then he turns on the ringer and everything else. That's the only time I get rings. But at one point did I? Yeah, I know. Mr.
freaking guy over here. Yeah, where's the party at, Bobby? I don't know. It's midnight. Let's go.
I'm getting called at midnight. I should have answered the phone. What the fuck do you want, bro? I'm busy. But again, what he was saying, without a doubt, I probably would not have had the title right now. Not at one point did I figure you're going to lose that belt. Even if everybody said, no, Bobby, Cody's going over. it should have made at one point, at some point, any match, a good match would make you feel like, no, possibly there's a chance he doesn't. Damian Priest, there was a time at that during that match where I felt like, no, Priest could go over here. Bailey, I felt Bailey could have a shot to go over. Rhea, same thing. This match I did not. Again, and maybe there was a missed spot, but there was something there that just did not feel right. Let's see. It's Cody.
It's Cody.
Let me see here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Oh, we didn't miss anything except for that Manscaped ad and Jelly Roll.
Manscaped, yes.
And whatever Jelly Roll did.
You know,
with the Miz and R-Truth. I didn't see any of that. I left.
Peter Rosenberg says the SummerSlam 2024 was the greatest reaction Roman Reigns ever received. Well, everybody wanted him.
And we didn't talk about the big reveal when Logan Paul revealed this mystery man. Never seen that man in my life, but everyone else knew who he was.
Oh, the guy with the tattoos?
The guy who helped Logan Paul with the
brass
chain.
knuckle? Yeah, I don't know who the hell that was. I don't know.
Logan Paul does this every match. He reveals a person that nobody knows. Speed, never heard of that kid. I hope he's awesome. But I do know the name Machine Gun Kelly. Never ever in my life have I seen this person in my life. I thought he was
Machine Gun Kelly. Okay. Yeah. He's married to.
I never thought he was a real person. I thought he was
married to the girl from Transformers. Now I know that name sounds familiar.
Never.
The guy who was it? Megan? No, Megan Fox. There you go. That's who he's married to. They love to drink each other's blood or some shit that I read. Anyway, that's love. You know. Oh, look!
You know it's late when we're talking Megan Fox and whatever else we're talking about. Jelly rolls.
As you say that, I'm looking at Solo Sikoa screaming with Jacob Fatu. Jelly rolls. Yeah, Jelly roll. That was a killer choke slam. Kudos to Austin Theory. I mean, that looked like I was about to.
I didn't see it.
Put Jelly rolls in the main event. That dude.
I'll say this about Austin Theory. It feels like the burial of Austin Theory has gone too far. Just because it was Vince's boy, I don't understand why they're just burying this kid. He has talent.
No, he does. I think that probably the best thing to do for him, if I would send him back to NXT and let him make a run there, get him back, because I agree with you. I think the talent, the character, he could be a really damn good heel. Whatever you want to do with him, he could put on a match. You could have him in matches with Seth Rollins. Obviously, he had a match with John Cena, looked good, whatever. But he's a good ring guy. And I mean, he made Jelly Roll look like $1,000. I mean, so I'm with you. I just think maybe it's not because it is because he's a Vince guy. Vince tried to push him, so now they're just looking like they're burying him. So the best thing is set him down to NXT and let it roll, or do what you're supposed to do, which I still think there's a plan there. Bring back the WCW and put Austin Theory in there. So I think
I agree. I just feel like if Vince was still in charge and he took a Triple H guy and just buried him like he did multiple times, we would all be crying about it. But not one person's crying that Austin Theory is being buried by Triple H on purpose because he's a Vince guy. That's petty. Austin Theory is a good talent.
100%. I agree with that. I wondered the same thing, Wingate. When I saw the Josh thing, to Joshua, it's kind of like, oh, that's
all business today. All business.
Yeah, no big jokes. Shot over here. Douchebag. No, just kidding. Anywho, overall, 5 stars. Well, how many stars you give this card?
Oh, we're going stars? Man, I was prepared for letters. Now you got me stars.
Oh, go. Grades. Grade. Give me a grade.
Yeah, okay. A-. This gives an A-. This is a show that I would go back
fair.
and watch.
I'm with you. A-. I'm down. I think the main event took it away. But I'm down. It was an A+, or could have been A+, but I think it's A- a pretty damn fair. I'm rolling with that. That's pretty cool. Alter ego, Josh wears sleeves and stays up. That's what happens when you start doing. Wingate knows this is what happens. You start doing a show with the head of the channel. It's kind of cool. You start getting professional shit. But I wouldn't be happy doing this with anybody else. This show, No Holds Barred. Josh is amazing. I enjoy doing the show with him. I look forward to doing the show with him. So I'm excited about having him on there. I would go 9 out of 8 or 9 out of 10. Excellent show for Justin.
Hey, thanks, Justin.
again,
Oh, he's
guys.
talking about SummerSlam. I was just kidding. I was just taking the. He said
Oh
extra.
yeah,
I
I
was
thought
like,
you said
hey,
about
thanks.
us. All right.
No, he's talking about SummerSlam. It's all right. I get it. I get it, Justin. It's cool.
It's all right. Yeah, you're a little too negative today. Not just.
Hey, I was very positive tonight. I would say positive on the show because the show was awesome. Now,
Yeah.
what if we just both, oh, this show, you got to be the good cop. Sometimes I got to be the bad cop and point out bad turns like Finn Balor putting just and him rolling him to just the
No,
small
I noticed it.
things.
I'm with you. I agree, and I think that is we kind of reverse. We kind of play. I'm looking forward to the Charlotte return. You're not. Unless it's against Nia, maybe.
It's gonna be ooh.
You know,
Be prepared for the worst promos you're ever
the
gonna
greatest
see.
of all time. I'm the real queen. Like, all right, I'm just playing. How many championships does Charlotte have right now?
Doesn't
What's the
matter.
count? Is it
They're
12?
all invalid.
They're not invalid. You're a hater. I would say even valid if she sucked in the ring. She's amazing in the ring. Come on.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I know you do. It's okay.
I know.
I know. But very quick, I'm going to ask you this because if it was a normal show, it would have been a topic. The hell's going on in AEW? Very quick, bro, with MJF and
Oh,
Britt Baker. Talk to me. What the hell?
I'll tell you this. I ain't got nothing because I'm not on X. I'm not on Twitter. I
Oh,
just
okay.
recently found out that Britt Baker got suspended, and I don't know why.
Well,
So
first it was a week, and then it was 2 weeks. Now it's multiple, and supposedly the story is, and maybe Justin knows it, and he could pop it in very quick, but supposedly I think she said something to MJF's girlfriend, and MJF knocked on the door, went in or barged in, punched a wall, and then she ends up getting suspended. So TK doing TK things over there in AEW.
I'll say this
Yeah,
before
it's
we
not
do
a
head
good look.
out. That's not a good look. Um, it's me. I'm not going to tell you guys to do this, but just stay off X for like 3 weeks and watch wrestling because you don't know what's happening. And it's a much better experience to watch. I don't even look at news rumors anymore. I just watch the show, and it's such a better
So
perspective.
you don't know about Shane McMahon yet?
I saw the photo.
Oh, okay. All right.
I saw the photo because people were texting. People do text me stuff,
Okay.
and then I'm like, okay, cool.
Mr. Hotshot over here. I don't go on X, but people
No,
text me.
but but I'm being dead serious. I don't know rumors or what's happening, and it's such a better experience. That's all I got to say.
I hear you. She got into it MJF over stuff she was saying about him, and MJF's girlfriend was involved as well. All right. So interesting enough. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Shane McMahon. Again, I think
Yes.
let him be involved. Obviously, he'll be a character because it's Shane McMahon, but I hope he's involved in the backstage area. I think that would help Tony in some form or fashion. But
And I said this on
he will
our real.
post tomorrow.
I did
He's
not go check my timeline or whatever that is. I haven't posted in maybe over a month. I will say this. I said this on Real Talk Wrestling. I want to tell you, if Shane's coming in as an in-ring talent, which he should, I'm excited for it. He
okay.
needs to be in the main stories. He needs to be involved
Yeah.
with someone big. Don't put him against Orange Cassidy. Don't put him against Darby. Don't put him. I mean, Darby's fine, right? But what I mean is like he needs to be a main player because he is a McMahon, and McMahon's will bring people in. So if someone says, "Oh, Shane's on AEW," well, I gotta see what Shane's doing. If you
Yes.
see him
100%.
against Orange Cassidy, they're gonna turn the channel.
No, you got to, again, it's kind of, I know I could think of 1,000 things and we could leave that for another show if he doesn't show up before then, but you have to have him on TV. You have to have him involved maybe against the elite, does Tony Khan bring him in as a quote unquote poison? You ever thought you'd see a McMahon on TV? And again, being involved in backstage, do you get the WWE guys, and put him behind McMahon and kind of have a thing? You can do 1,000 things there. So he has to, for sure. And I agree with you. Don't put him against some slob. I don't want to say that. Again, it sounds negative, but again, put him against somebody that's going to matter. Like you said, put him against someone that's going to matter that puts up a good story, but also have him involved in the backstage because I'm sure that's where Shane would say is like, they didn't let. He tried to go back to WWE. Supposedly, they didn't want him, so it's like, okay, you don't want me. Let's see. And there's another rumor out there which I don't buy, but I will say on here is that they're like, there was a thing out there is Vince McMahon and Shane trying to buy AEW. Tony Khan's not selling AEW. There's no way, no how, and Vince McMahon's not going to go to AEW. But Shane McMahon going to AEW would be a major plus for AEW, in my opinion.
I bet if Shane's going there, he's not just going to be there to be a talent. He will want partial ownership. And if Warner doesn't renew them, because I believe
Ooh,
Warner
that's
owns some of
interesting.
them,
Okay.
Tony's going to need some funding, and Tony's going to need a McMahon to stay on TV somewhere. And
It's
this is a strategic move for the business that no one's really talking. Maybe they are, because again, I'm not on X, but this is a strategic move to get them on television, keep them on television, and get a smart businessman, because people will back Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Somebody will, right? He has the credibility. He's got the knowledge. He's got the history.
Well, and again, people are critical of Tony Khan, but now if you go, well, there's Tony Khan, obviously with his checkbook, and then you got a McMahon into AEW. That's going to make people want to watch. And, it's just the way it depends on how you do it. And hopefully Shane is smart enough to take advantage of that. And so is hopefully Tony Khan, but we'll see. It's late. We'll talk more about this next Saturday. I know you'll talk about this again. You brought up Real Talk Wrestling, which is why don't you go ahead and plug that? You'll talk more AEW then. You talk some SummerSlam this Thursday night.
Yep. So every Thursday night on this network, Finn's Talk Sports Network, we are talking AEW, and we also have a WWE portion. We have like a dedicated person for WWE, the dedicated person for AEW, Chris and Clutch. It's funny to see how the two worlds mesh when one person doesn't watch AEW and one person doesn't watch WWE. And I'm stuck here in the middle trying to facilitate it. It's fun stuff. We do preview shows as well. We talk, like I said, a lot of AEW over there if you want to stay in contact. And if you like fantasy football, OUS FF Pod every Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're going to go more when the season starts. We gained our own personal YouTube page, gained 120 subscribers yesterday. Thank you for everybody. If you are watching one of those, that is insane. That is well over the amount we had. We had 93 to start the day. We ended with like 100, whatever. It was awesome. So
what we got? Was there a show? You had a couple guests on the show, didn't you?
We had some guests on Friday. I missed the show.
Yeah, you were. I didn't see you. Yeah, I saw two other people on there. And I was like, did we bring on new people?
I'm like, well, I missed one show and we gained 121 subscribers. So cool. I guess I'll just miss more shows.
That's right. Well, I will say, for those who love to play fantasy football or do any of that, and I actually was just talking to some people about that. Recently I was on a Miami Heat podcast and they were talking about fantasy after, and I said it there and I'll say it live on air. These guys at OUS do a killer job. Between Jost and Justin and Dave and the crew behind the scenes as well that handle the other stuff. They had a website on there, OUSFF.com, right? Is that right?
OUSFFpod.com.
Thank you. Guys, if you're a fantasy football person, dynasty, whatever, and I'm not, these are the guys. They educate me. I love playing fantasy football, but not the way they do it. All season long, they educate me. They put up killer content, killer visuals, killer information online, all that whatnot, and they continue to grow. As you said, they have their own YouTube page as well that they go between FTSN and OUS, and a website and Twitter. So go check them out, Josh, Justin, Viking Dave, and company, because they got major guests showing up in the fantasy football world. I love that show. I love all my shows, but that's one of my favorites to watch because they put in so much great work. So hopefully that's a great plug, and I mean it. Anyway, it's late. It's midnight, 12:08 Eastern time for Josh Kimmel. It's 11:08 for me, so it's not as bad for me. But again, Josh, I appreciate you staying up for this post-show reaction. Again, I will see you next Saturday. I'll see you before, but you know what I'm talking about. Until then, guys, we appreciate you all. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you haven't before, hit that like and subscribe button. Until then, we'll see you all next Saturday. Peace.